Growing seeds indoors can be both rewarding and money saving. Today I want to show you my seed starting setup and everything you need to get started. Hi guys, my name is Maya and I am a backyard gardener determined to grow all of her food for her family in her backyard. So that means I'm gonna start my stuff from seed. Why would you start plants from seed, you would say? One, I have control over the varieties that I wanna pick. And two, honestly, it's money saving. Compared to buying one plant at the nursery for $3 to one seed packet for $3, come on, it's a no-brainer. Instead of investing all of that money into a start that you're gonna get for 1 year, I suggest you invest in a seed starting setup so that you can do it over and over again. So let's take a tour around my little seed starting space. First of all, the location of my seed starting area is downstairs in my unfinished basement. Honestly, I love that because dirt can go everywhere. I sweep it up, it is no problem. Be very conscious of the area you're gonna put it in and how dirty you want that area to get. Number two, you wanna have some kind of rack. One primarily that is going to be able to hold a light. Now last year I jimmy rigged things from the ceiling so you can make anything work. This year I just went a lot easier and just got these racks. You can see them on Buy Sell Trade, but they're very easy. The really cool thing is that I have this one right here right now, but when I have a lot on here, whoop, I'm gonna mess this up. I can have 4 10 by 20s on one rack, which gives me the ability to have more plants growing at one time. Next one is you're gonna wanna invest in lights. Bought the shop lights separate from the lights bulbs that are actually in here. Now I will link everything down below that we used or link something very similar to it. You can buy whole kits that have like the baluster and the light bulbs in it, and that's one thing that I wish we would have done. Next thing is that you're gonna wanna make sure that you have a power source. So we have this taped onto one of our shelves and it just connects to every single light. And this whole thing is connected to a timer. One thing you cannot skimp out on is a timer. It is the sun and the moon when it comes to your seed starting setup. Do not set yourself up for failure. Invest in a timer. And if you want to save on anything else, don't save and buy a timer. Another essential thing you need is a fan. It is going to act as the wind in your seed starting area. If you don't have a fan, it's going to result in you having weaker seedlings that are not going to be able to transplant as well. So give them a heads up and always have a fan. Now that we are done talking about the equipment, let's talk about the actual things that we will need to start our seedlings. The soil. Now, soil is very important. You'll see a lot of people have their own soil mixes, and if baby, you got a soil mix that your grandma or like your great grandpa, whoever, it's been in the family, or it just works for you, then use this. If you've never started seeds, you can just use potting mix. I, for myself, use the Pro Mix Organic. I buy it in bulk. I've used this one for our microgreens, so I know that a lot of little seeds can sprout. Now, the important thing is that you do not want to have chunks of wood or any like clay hard things inside your soil mix. That is going to inhibit your seedlings from actually starting. What we want those seedlings to do is have as much room to just spread out and grow big. And that is not gonna happen if you've got like wood chunks in your stuff. So make sure that your stuff is light and fluffy. Next is the mixture. You're gonna mix your soil with water. I do not have a ratio, we're just going by feel here. Okay? You're gonna wanna make sure that when you add enough water and you squeeze it, that water isn't coming out, but it still stays together kind of like Play-Doh. That's how you know you have gotten to your right texture. Next is what we are actually gonna start our seeds in. So for me, I use these soil blockers. Now, last year, I started everything in 72-inch cells that you can buy at the big box stores, but I also started them in red solo cups, okay? Super cheap to go to the Dollar Tree, which is what, the $1.25 store, and get a whole lot of party cups to have a little things to do. So if you need to up pot something, a little red solo cup from the Dollar Tree, it is on a budget. There you go. I used them and they worked really well for my plants. This year, I am going for more bang for my buck. So I invested in these soil blocks. These are gonna last me for a very long time. They're very sturdy. I've got a 3/4 inch and I've got a 2 inch. Up pot from these, there's a little like thing that goes in the middle. that you can just stick in there, and it's like putting it together like Legos. So it's up potted into here. Or for like tomatoes and peppers, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start them in the 2-inch soil blocks. And because we don't have to mess with the root system when we transplant, that is going to result in less transplant shock. So things that I'm trying out in soil blockers personally are carrots, beets, and corn. Things that people say do not start from seed inside. I'm gonna try them because if that theory is right and that the roots aren't disturbed, then that is gonna be a game changer for my garden. So for my soil blockers, I am actually using a 10 by 20 tray. The top one has holes and the bottom one does not, so that I can bottom water. It is very important, at least to me, that you bottom water your plants. You don't want to sprinkle really anything from above when you have leaves because they're babies, they're seedlings, they're delicate. So you want to make sure that you're really watering from the bottom. That is it for my seed starting setup. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask down below. And if you have any tips for anybody else or for me, please let us know down below. We're a gardening community and we're trying to grow together and we're trying to grow more together. So as always, friends, you are wonderful, you are awesome. Make sure that you are kind to yourself. And as always, friends, I'll see you later. Bye.